Test, test. That there it is. Ah, it scared me for a second. Wasn't too sure what to do there. Alrighty. Mm-hmm. Alright, where do I begin? How do I figure this out? And my Animal Crossing music is pretty vibey. Alright, yep. I have no idea how I'm gonna go about doing this. That's what happens when I smash a bunch of buttons accidentally. Now I don't know what's going on. Why is it that I can only... Does that select the entire bottom? Ah, sure. Let's do with that. Do that then. Say her head is about... If you move the head down, the bottom half is around the same size. I want to flare out the interior here. I hate this tool. I wish I had the other one. How do I get that other one? Ah, there it is. Okay. Mm. Mm-hmm. Hey, how's it going? I watched an episode of Skip and Loafer. It was pretty good, I have to say. I am looking forward to the rest. Um, my history with 3D animation is pretty interesting. Um, I started in high school, but it was really just trial and error. I was doing whatever the teacher was telling me to do, just following the basic instructions. So I never really learned much from that. And then in university, I studied engineering. So I learned a lot of like CAD work, like computer aided modeling in SolidWorks and stuff like that. But it's very different than using Blender. So while I do know like a lot of shortcuts and stuff for Blender, but I'm still learning like a lot. So I would say I'm a newbie. I'm a newbie when it comes to Blender, and when it comes to 3D modeling and applications like SolidWorks and stuff like that, which you can make things like you can make a figure in SolidWorks too, but it's not really that great for it. It's more for like, you know, if you want to build like, I don't know, like a remote or something, then you can do like explosive views very easily and create like have dimensions for everything and instructions and stuff like that. So that part I'm really good at doing pretty quickly. Um, a remote is pretty basic. You could also do cars and stuff. We design cars and boats and things like that. Um, but like mechanical parts and stuff are very different than like sculpting a human being. So I'm trying to get a lot of practice. I'm trying to get some practice for that. Okay. Okay, there's the V-neck. I need to like cut this in half or model it in. I think I could go to sculpt mode because this is what I'm supposed to be practicing here. So I'm going to try the drag tool. I'm going to mirror it. Now I'm hoping this works because I'm not too sure. Okay, it does work pretty well. Okay. I'll do something here. Decrease the size a little bit. Nope, that explains it. There we go. I highly recommend it. Like, you want to get into drawing, anime stuff, still life. Yeah, like, I mean, it's hard to get started at first, but I would suggest kind of like working on anatomy. Drawing is something I've done for a very long time, and I have a lot more experience doing that. I'm a lot more proficient at that, I would say. And you can you don't need a teacher. You can learn all of it yourself. But it definitely helps to Google like guides and like drawing books and use it as reference. But I definitely think you can just straight up start copying things you see. Obviously, this is not to plagiarize. This is just to learn. You probably want to like practice, you know, how the physics work. Like if there's somebody with like, you know, they have a cloth over their head. Like how does the cloth fold down, or like, you know, how does their shirt sway when there's like wind or something like that. You know, how are the joints oriented? Once you do things repetitively over and over again, you start getting kind of like a memory and a knack for it. You remember like, okay, so you know, there are certain joints, like hands are notoriously hard. Everyone has so much trouble doing drawing hands. So like there's a trick, and for everybody, everyone does it differently. A lot of manga authors draw hands differently. Like My Hero Academia author, I know he's really, or the mangaka is really good at drawing hands, and he does it in like this blocky style, and he almost does every like joint in a block in a way, before he lays it all out. And like there's different ways to learn. Some people do just like general circles and stuff, and that you can use those kind of ideas when it just comes to anatomy in general. Like you have the human body and you just break it down into simple shapes, and use as few, just use it like as little shapes as possible. Don't try to overcomplicate it, and kind of just get an understanding. And then that way you can recreate it in your head, because if the person turns, that means the shapes turn, and you can kind of recreate that in your head. If you're not a visual person, you can be like, okay, well, if a square is tilted, it'll look like a little bit like a like the cube moves, it'll be like a cube at the angle. So the cube is the torso of a person, right? And you know, you can attach circles on the sides there, and then you have like the shoulders and whatnot. I think that's a great way to learn. I'm just breaking things down into simple shapes. I found it to be the most effective way for me. And I was just learning super fast. Like copying was great to learn styles. If you Once you get proficient at anatomy and whatnot, to learn how oh, this is so uneven here. To get your style going, you kind of want to figure out, you know, what art styles look good to you and stuff like that. So yeah, what I generally do is I look for artists, for anyone online for inspiration and stuff like that, and tends to help a lot. Okay, there we go. Oh, it did it the reverse way. That's interesting. Let me try something else. Lower it then. Yeah, drawing is super fun. I think the most fun I've had drawing was in high school when I was like a teacher would they suggested it, take a picture of somebody in real life and kind of just study like the you know the face shape, you know, like how they're positioned. And we would do like a lot of those studies and stuff like that. Maybe we just take like a plant, for example, like something like this, you know, and then kind of just figure out like, oh, how would I go about drawing this? And then like there's shading and coloring and sketching and stuff like that. But you start off very basic, right? You just want to do line art, so like the outside lines and stuff like that. And so you kind of work from there. Then you figure out, okay, what's the light source hitting the pot, and how does that, you know, how does it reflect off of the pot? And you can shade it accordingly. Man, light source is hard though. Like, this needs to be all round. Well, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's a raincoat. Okay. modifiers. Where are my modifiers at? All right. Oh, wait, I'll hold on a second. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know why it's so blocky. Okay, maybe I can do this and then... Oops. Nah. Oh, it's never never too late. I'm also 24. And like I'm constantly learning new things. I do occasionally feel like I'm left behind, but as well, like for example, while I do know how to do like a lot of things like video editing and art and stuff like that, that's just because it's just my hobbies. Like these are things I like to do in my spare time. Um, as well as like I don't like to do video editing anymore in my spare time because I try to make it a job and then it ruined the fun. So there's like things like that. But when it comes to just like learning things, it's never really too late. And you know, as long as you have the passion and the drive for it, I feel like you can just get started uh, whenever. But yeah, I you know what, I have to relate to you on that. Like I definitely feel when it comes to my career, at least. It's really hard to get a job right now in the exact field that I'm in. So I'm kind of just fumbling around and trying to find whatever job I can get. Right. So it's like I kind of don't feel like I know what I'm doing. Vincent Van Gogh started at 27. Good point. Absolutely. Yeah, I think the fact that you have a want and a desire to do it, I think you should just go for it and see where it takes you. Don't strain yourself or stress about it too much. Just draw every single day for a few minutes or something like that. And then, you know, as time goes on, those sessions will increase. You might start drawing for a little bit longer. And next thing you know, you'll improve. Just make sure you're trying to analyze and assess what you're drawing because then you can reach a roadblock where you're not making any progress, and that's kind of spooky. But I think it's pretty easy to avoid that. You know, you just set a goal for yourself. You know, maybe I want to make. This is a very simple one, because a lot of people have trouble with straight lines and stuff. Like, how do I make, you know, how do I freehand a perfect circle? And just practice that for this first day. Like something really simple like that, because when you start drawing really fast, to be able to do that is actually very beneficial. Like the straighter the lines, the more accurate the curves, stuff like that. Then you work on, okay, I want to draw a person. How do I make like a rough, just like, you know, how do I piece together a person with just shapes? Okay, their shoulders are circular. Their torso could just be a box and stuff like that. And then maybe one day you're just very ambitious and you want to go for the entire thing. You just want to draw a person. Just do it. I think it's worth trying. Whoops. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm modeling this. She's just like a symbol of. Her name is Luce, and recently it's kind of going crazy on the internet. So like the Vatican released kind of a post with her and the I think it was the Pope, and everyone's just been talking about how she's like the new the new idol of the Catholic Church. And they're not supposed to have idols, of course, so it's just a joke. But the plan is to model it, 3D print it, and then paint it. And I'm also working on my airbrushing skills and stuff like that. And so I'm gonna print a bunch of these out with my 3D printer and then do a video of that. So yeah. I'm just figuring out how to do her eyes right now. Because I think, yeah. Nope, that's the other way. I think it's, I forget. Control. Yeah, see, I don't know how to use this sculpt feature as well as the... I wonder if it's because I applied a smooth layer? Or was there not enough polygons? Because this looks... I see. Color attributes.
until we get a general shape that we like. Maybe some, just gonna go, you know, I'm like,
what is this guy doing here? So he uses a, I can't see anything here. I'm just wondering why my tool doesn't do the same thing. Yeah, that's significantly more noticeable. But I don't notice anything when I use my tool. It's like only when I change the radius size, but the strength should be pretty significant, and then yet it looks so blocky. Okay, I gotta have to test some things here. Whoops. Yeah, that's way more noticeable. Okay, what if I shade it smooth now? Nope, that didn't do anything. Well, it looks significantly... Yeah, actually, it looks kind of the same. Oh, no, I don't even notice it on this thing. Oh, no, it is basically the same. I see why. I think it's because the color might be hard for it to stand out. Okay, I think I'll just do that last then. Actually, I want to try one more thing. So strange. It is like invisible. Hold on a sec. Yeah, it's almost like nothing is actually happening, which is very confusing. I can definitely see a change there, but I'm using the exact same strength setting as other people, and I am not getting the same result. Okay. Yeah, that's very strange. The same division settings, the same shape, voxel size. I have no clue what on earth it could be. Why mine looks like this. Okay, I'm gonna do the face after because there's something wrong with the sculpting going on. It's probably just that I don't understand. There's some sort of setting with the circle here because it works perfectly fine with this object. I wasn't having any issues. And then I click on this thing and it just doesn't want to work. Even this ball is not working. So unless I just nah, UV sphere would be unnecessary. No. No, something's just going on. I am not too sure what it is. Maybe it's just the render settings. Alrighty, let's move this down. Okay, her hair is fairly... Oh, I'm looking from the wrong angle. actually. Let me go back. Still behaving like it has not barely enough faces. Something is going on here. What's going on here? Oh. Okay, at least that's working now. I was just confused. I'm using like a guide online to help out, and he didn't subdivide as much as I needed to, and I was just confused. Still don't know why. I don't know if the Blender settings are just different from 1 year ago till now, but it's one thing tricky thing about Blender. If you do the exact same thing as or just like the general steps that people suggest, and it just get a complete different result. There's a possibility I just missed something, so I always do consider that. Okay, I think I'm gonna raise these up here. There's only 2. The other one is kind of... Oh, wow. This part is just all messed up. Alrighty. Well, there's something going on here. I just need to smoothen everything out in general. I'm going to add more polygons, actually. Yeah. I don't want to have this problem anymore. My computer can handle it, so shouldn't be a problem. All right. This is quite a mess. This part is going to be covered, so I'm just trying to flatten it out for the hood so I can put the hood underneath. I might just put it behind the actual head or underneath and hide it. Because all this needs to be is smoothed. Just need to smoothen out the top here. Oh. I don't even see anything happening. There we go. Some progress being made. Just a bit tricky to figure out exactly how to use all these sculpting tools. Hmm. Let's see. All right, I kind of want to work with some 3D here, so I'm actually going to change a few things that I was working on. 3D strands. So it's going to be from that angle. I should probably create new objects in a second. I think something like this doesn't need to be separate. I can kind of drag it down off to the side. Whoops. Let's see. That's not good. Okay, so that does work, but it's in the wrong spot. Hmm. Hmm. I'm just thinking I could also create the hair with individual pieces of objects, so I'm just debating on whether I want to do that or not. I've seen people do it this way, and I've seen people do it the other way, but this way causes the polygons to go kind of crazy. They look stretched. Yeah, and then obviously this is got to get fixed. I should just smoothen it so it looks okay. Okay, I'll try with this strand to see if I can get it to do what I need it to do, and then if it works, I'll continue that pattern. I'm getting some really weird deformation here because the polygons are really stretching. Okay. Okay, so it is possible to smooth out the polygons after I stretch them, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, maybe I can get this to work then. Yeah, how's it going? What's wrong? What happened? Well, your comment from earlier? I did see it. It's just things take some time to do. Oh, you donated. That's how locked in I was. Thank you so much. I didn't even notice. Yeah, I was way too locked in. Did it pop up in the alerts? Oh, I gotta actually see this because I'm genuinely curious to see how this even looks. I'll go back in the VOD. Where is that? Thanks again. I really appreciate it. Hold on. Yeah, I'm. Oh, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. Man, of course I miss it. No. I'm determined I'll find this. Oh, you know what? I need an like an alarm sound to play or something. Yeah, okay, there is an alarm. It's just I guess it's quiet. Let me turn it all the way up. No. Why didn't I hear an Oh, you know what? I think I might have actually heard it and I just didn't recognize it. It's not a bad idea. I could definitely do that. I could definitely link it to my lights. Normally I would have I'll put it in I'll put a sound that I'll actually recognize. Change the link. Actually, let me increase the alert duration. Perhaps was it like a coin jingling noise? Because that could explain why I just did not hear it all. Yeah, let me see this. Get TTS. Yeah, that's a good idea. Um, ooh, ooh, now I gotta fix that. That's first priority. There definitely was a sound or something. Oh, you didn't think you heard anything? Oh, okay. Because I swore I heard something unusual, and I thought it was just from behind me, so I didn't even bother check. Um, I'm gonna make it like a song, so or like a something like a rhythm that I'll notice. Once I know the song, I didn't know what to look out for, so because this music is playing in the background, I thought it was part of this. It could have been part of the stream or something happening behind me. Okay. Uh, let's see. How do I do TTS for PogChamp? PogChamp. Okay, I do see it in my mini feed. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, okay, I did hear that. I did hear that audio. I can replay it too, so that's good. Cyberspunk. Well, thank you very much, Yash. Yeah, boy. Okay. Okay, TTS will be a thing for tomorrow. Now that I know that I actually did hear the sound, I wasn't prepared. Yeah. Cyberspunk. I could do that. I could definitely do that. Okay, the gift thing I don't know. I don't know why that is because sorry, I just clicked the replay button a bunch of times. I think that's what's happening right now. Is something flashing in front of the screen? Oh yeah, it's glitching now. I've ruined it. I've ruined the alert box. Oh, I think it's the duration length. I think it's just looping. You know what it is that I don't think there's a preview. So like when I was going through all these things, I couldn't just like, no, there is one right there. Okay, I will try TTS because that would be pretty sick. I don't know about the gift though. That's kind of strange. That's probably a Streamlabs thing that I need to check out differently. This is the... Oh yeah, that's this one. No, whoops. Maybe I want to go snake hook. No, so not snake hook. Elastic deform, just inwards to make my life much easier. I'm just trying this technique for this type of hair because I could create an object and then shape it and then sculpt, but she's got like 5 strands of hair. I didn't think it would. I really wanted to try doing this, so I did it this way. If it was like a lot of strands of hair, it would be like, okay, I don't want to do that, and then I would just copy paste. Maybe crease is better. Yeah, crease is actually pretty good. Yes, sir. That's the plan. So this is just the normal model right here, the one on the top, and then this is the end goal. So it is pretty far from done. I started quite late today, and like I was fooling around with a bunch of settings, and I just didn't know kind of where to start and what to do. So I've been going pretty slow on this. To be honest, I could have just added. Yeah, I might go a little bit faster here actually to speed it up so I can get to the print faster. But I figured that the hair would be like an interesting experience to sculpt it instead of like normally you could just do this, like something like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll check this out. You know? Maybe I should have just done this from the get-go. It is much faster. Huh. Can I undo subdivision? I want to see something. Ew. Chi. What was it? Oh, nope. There we go. Yeah. And then just like apply it. I might use this piece later. Anyways. Where was I? Do. Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't know. Wait, well, hold on. Scrape, multi clay thumb, draw shape. I'll just stick with what I've been using. You know what? I think I see what's the problem. I'm not going to try to pull that out. I'll just crease it. Oh. Dang it. I think I stretched the polygons out too much or something. Oh, well, you know, maybe I'll just decrease the intensity here. What the fuck? Well, I'm gonna make it easier to print. That's for sure. Having these spots here. So there'll be less supports needed. Try and make this as like thick enough. Like I kind of shrank it too much. That part just looks very unbalanced there. All right, that should be easy to print. Hey, how's it going? Just practicing some modeling right now. Working on this character. Hope things are going well with you. That's coming along nicely. Oh, thank you. Yeah, hopefully I can get it done within the next 2 days. 'Cause unfortunately I gotta work tomorrow, so I'm not gonna have much time. But maybe later in the evening I'll play some games and then work on it a little bit more. So I gotta also wait for my paints to come in too. So there's actually no rush. So I don't really need to be doing it this crammed, but I think it's good to get prepared because what is it like this? Yeah, I think I'll have to make the order late this week, unfortunately, for the paints. But yeah, the 3D printing will take some time, so maybe I get it done before then, and then as it's going, I prepare my supplies, and then all right, I gotta focus on this part. Oh, snap. That's what I was forgetting to do. Okay, I'll do that tonight. The only thing I gotta check out was, I think it was Kerosene. They recommended, what is it? Skip and Loafer. So I watched that anime, but I didn't get to the Ado and the Miku song. So, um, you know what? Maybe I'll just put it on now. Um, I'll just I'll just take the snippet out of the VOD. So let's see here. Or I'll leave it in. It depends if it gets blocked or not. 11 days ago. I think this is it. The Sakura Biori and Time Machine with Hatsune Miku. A YouTube Japan commented on it. Oh, I can barely see the lyrics. There she is, Miku. Man, Otto's so good. Her voice is just, ooh. This is really good. I think the issue before I searched it up and I couldn't find it, so I was like, oh, I'll do it. I'll listen to it later, and I completely forgot. Mhm. Oh, you know what? It's the video quality. That's why I can't see anything. The text does kind of fade in, like it blends in. It's kind of hard to read, but man, it's beautiful. Oh yeah, it'll be fine. I can cut out the section. What'll happen is that most likely what'll happen is that the section of the video will be claimed, and I'll just have to remove it entirely. Funny thing is that when we watched the explosion video in the other video, or was a stream yesterday, it also got claimed, so I had to remove it. So it's a little bit better. I'm hoping it doesn't get struck, actually. striked. It would suck if it gets striked. And it doesn't just get claimed. But I think they'll claim it first before they strike it or anything. They do anything else. Um, well, we're gonna find out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's it happens. Oh, no, it's all good. Yeah, I'm. What I did was I tried to take out the section where it got claimed, and we'll see. I think it'll be fine. I think there should be no issue. It'll just be like, I think you'll either skip to the next part or it'll just be muted. Well, there we have it. That's going on my playlist. I'm adding that one right now. Let's see. Save to best upbeat hits and music. Man, yeah, Ado doesn't miss, and then that cover with Miku, that edition. Oh, Michi M did it. See, I'm subscribed to Michi M. I don't know if Michi M is the original Miku channel, but I've always been subbed. So it's funny. I'm subbed. Well, I listen to Ado and Michi M, and then I don't get the video recommended to me. That's too funny. Yeah, they like synced the yeah, like the synthesizer. They matched the key and whatnot. It's very well made. Um, like you mean maybe you referring to like the key or like Ado's kind of like I guess like her like the timbre of her voice maybe kind of matches Miku because I could also see that too. There is a similarity. I don't know what it is. It does work together well. Okay, I don't want the entire video to be copy claimed, copyright claimed. So I'll stop there. I'll stop there. I'll go back to the other music. Where is it? No. Actually, there's something more interesting. Well, here we go. This is AI generated music. There's no way it'll get claimed. Though I'm not a massive fan of AI generated music, but it seems like this guy put a bunch of his inspired stuff and then created it. Oh, okay. Anyways. Hmm. Probably going to maybe like in the next 20-30 minutes I'll be hopping off. Yeah, because I do have to I have to get some sleep. So I kind of just want to finish the hair for the most part. and then probably throw in the hood on top, and then I'll call it a night. Because also, since I'm getting tired, I am starting to work a bit slower, so it's probably not the best time to be doing this, but. Yeah, I wish I could go a bit longer. I was actually, the plan for today was I was supposed to start streaming really early and then just go throughout the entire day, but I woke up super late, and yeah, that entire plan was thrown out the window. So I messed it up. I messed it up. Because I did want to play some Liza P as well as some other games. Forgot what the other one was. Not World of Horror. What was the other game I played? I think it was Signalist. Yeah. 'Cause that game was just getting good. Oh, sick. Well, I'm glad to entertain you. That's awesome. Dude, working in a coffee shop honestly sounds like a vibe. I'm kind of jealous, not gonna lie. Like, I play a lot of Persona, and like, Sojiro, he owns a coffee shop, and like, you know, you just live there in the attic and stuff like that, and the vibe is immaculate. It's definitely like waking up to the smell of coffee. If you live in a coffee shop, of course, but if you work there, you just smell it all the time. So I don't know. I literally had at one point in my life coffee grinds just like in a cup sitting on my desk just so I could smell that all the time because I absolutely love it. It was like a caramel coffee. Yeah. I can imagine, yeah. That's nice. Just grab this. So do you guys also serve food there too, or is it just mainly coffee? I'm assuming there might be like snacks like sandwiches, cake pops. I don't know about cake pops. That's just a thing I know that a lot of people sell these days, but I'm not a massive fan of those things. But sandwiches is one thing I know that a lot of people look forward to in the morning. Oh. Very smooth all of this. Man, for AI music, this is actually kind of good. Gotta admit. Who's this guy? Shammy Rocks. World Peace. And then his profile picture is a skull. Definitely represents world peace, that's for sure. But yeah, all the music is AI, all the thumbnail covers are AI. Oh, sick. Desserts? Okay, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, that slipped my mind. Cake pops are kind of like an in-between thing. But yeah, like normal cake and waffles. Man, a good strawberry shortcake is baller. How do I increase this? Okay. I'll just grab the entire section here. Yeah, so per someone else's request, I made a Discord. So I did put in the comments of this in the previous stream. So feel free to check it out. I don't know how often I'll be posting there, but if I make a meme or something like that, it'll probably go there if it gets copyright claimed on YouTube. I'll definitely be coming up with ideas or something like that, because the newer seasons, there's a lot of good anime airing. And maybe other ideas like just work in progress pictures and stuff, because as much as I do want to do everything on stream, there might be some projects where I'm not able to, so I've got to figure out how to do IRL because I have a gimbal and a phone and whatnot, and I do plan on figuring all that stuff out, but there's like a few challenges that I want to do, as well as yeah, during the figure process, a lot of that's gonna have to be off camera, so I might just be doing progress reports. The music's kind of similar with the background of the Oshinoko season 2 and stage event happening. Oh, true. That's actually it's very reminiscent of that. I haven't finished Oshinoko season 2. I've only watched like 6 episodes. I've just been waiting. I was just waiting for it to finish airing so I could binge it all. That show's really well made. I mean, the author is the same one that did, I think, Kaguya-sama Love is War. If I believe so. Though I hear the manga just takes a really weird turn. No spoilers, of course. But it just goes in a very odd direction that threw me off when I got spoiled accidentally. I'm like, interesting. So it did put me off a little bit, but I definitely will get back to it for sure. I'm curious as to what your favorite anime this season is, if you're watching any at all. There's a lot of like, it's kind of hard to sift through the mediocre shows, so but like there's a lot of good ones like Don Don, Shangri-La Frontier. Oh, a lot of games. So Persona 3 was one I was just playing recently. I got through the majority of the game. So I'm at the end. I think I defeated every single, like, I guess, major boss that you encounter. Oh, ReZero. Nice. I have to actually watch season 3. I've only watched season 1 and 2, and I was jotting my memory, and I was like, I don't know if I want to hop in right off the bat or if I want to rewatch season 2? No, this is season 4, isn't it? I don't even remember. Anyways, the most recent season. I haven't watched the most recent season. I've watched everything else. That's the thing. I need to make sure I remember everything before I start it. But yeah, Persona 3. I was playing Persona 3. Monster Hunter's Wild Beta Test. I was actually going to do a little bit of that on stream, but I didn't want it to get too crazy. Yeah, so Black Myth Wukong, I got to like chapter 2. I found that one pretty easy, and which is kind of funny because I was struggling so much in Liza P at the beginning. But it like depends for me when it comes to JRPGs. I guess this one, I don't know if this one's Chinese or not because it's Wukong, but I found that one a lot easier. But like games like Liza P, I was playing Elden Ring at one point, and I wasn't doing like a sorcerer's build or anything like that. I was just doing a normal kind of just, I think it was a faith build. So it's pretty tricky, but I was having a lot of fun in that. But yeah, I finished Persona 5 Royale. Then I went on to try Persona 4 Golden. And then halfway in between, Persona 3 came out. So I was like, okay, I got to play Reload. And I almost finished it, but it was just taking too long. So I checked out the Tactitia game because on the flight to Japan, it was questionable. A lot of people were like, it's not the best game, and I can see why. So the aim is to finish Persona 3. I'm almost done. I got 106 hours in it, and then I can finally move on to Strikers. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, because Persona 5 is one of my favorites. Oh, yeah, Persona 5 the animation. I haven't watched it. I heard a lot of controversial things about it, but I mean, it's Persona 5. I don't know how it can be bad. So I'll probably check it out. Riza. Oh yeah, I haven't gotten to it though. I haven't gotten to it. It's on my, I bought it, but I haven't even played any of it. Other things. Baldur's Gate I finished with a few friends there. Monster Hunter Rise I finished as well, and then I haven't played Monster Hunter World, funnily enough. Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of my favorite games, but I don't have a PS5, so I can't play the Rebirth that came out recently. Crisis Core. I played a little bit of Crisis Core. I am into fighting games, but the ones that you see on my list here, you might have been able to pick up a few. I haven't actually touched. I bought them in hopes to kind of get into it, but I'm still working my way. Hopefully I can stream some in the future, but I play a lot of Super Smash Bros. So that's kind of how I got into it. Dragon's Dogma was interesting too. Oh yes, Metaphor ReFantasio. I really do want to play that game. I really do. It's like $130 though, so I'm gonna wait a bit before I purchase it. But yeah, that was honestly what I was gonna play. That was gonna be the first game I played on stream actually, but then I wanted to buy the deluxe version, and then I saw the price, and I'm like, Liza P. Liza P's $40. I'll take it now because it's on sale, and then I'll just wait a week for Metaphor. And then I just had a few games here that I already bought previously, like Signalist and World of Horror, that I never played. So, but yeah, I've heard so much good things about Metaphor. Like, and the music is like insane. Yeah, it's a lot. Jeez. But yeah, I'll probably stream it sometime this week, hopefully. We'll see. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this game all year. And then when the time came, I was like, I probably should have pre-bought it, pre-ordered it. Whoops. I know. It's ridiculous. And you know what kind of annoyed me? When it came to Persona 3 Reload, they did like this. What was it? The digital premium edition, and it didn't even include the answer. You had to buy the answer separately. At least at the time. I don't know if they've changed it. But a lot of people were upset. Like, there was a lot of negative reviews for that reason. Oh yeah, $35, and I wasn't given it with my digital premium edition. Yeah, see, a lot of people were upset for the exact same reason. I'm not going to go to the extent of actually giving it like a bad, not recommended like review or anything like that. That's kind of, I mean, you should probably vocalize discomfort like that, but I shouldn't have the will to do it myself. But it is kind of ridiculous. Like, come on, like it's a. What's the original price? $133. And then you're advertising it saying that it'll have future DLC included. Or not future DLC, but like the costumes and stuff. I can't recall exactly what it said in the description. Yeah, okay, so there's nowhere that it says future DLC. But still. I did hear they're having trouble, like, sourcing, you know, people to kind of work on these games. Like, the whole Persona 3 crew is a different crew than the Persona 6 crew, I think. So they just ran out of, like, time. Like, they couldn't put the female protagonist. They completely removed her from the Persona 3 Reload, which is pretty disappointing. So, you know, there's that whole community that's modding the game. I think you can play as the female protagonist if you want. You know what? I'll probably just work on this tomorrow. The rest of this character tomorrow. But yeah. But why are they charging a DLC that already existed on the PS2? See, I don't know. It's ridiculous. They really shouldn't. Like, every single time I think about it, I do want to leave like a not recommend, but like, it's a good game. I don't know if there's a section just for the DLC where I could just rate the DLC itself. Oh yeah, you can. So maybe we'll do that later. But then, like, no, it includes the expansion pass, so yeah, mostly negative. Buddy. Yeah, actually. They'll just do whatever they can to milk the audience for every single coin that they've got. It's insane. Atlas is so greedy sometimes, but I mean, games don't make as well. I mean, they make a lot of money, but it goes a lot of places, you know. So I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's like, bro, it should be with the game. Like, you can't be doing this. At least tell us beforehand that you're releasing something later that we have to pay for. Or just give us an option to just buy it all right off the bat. Like, they knew they were going to release the answer, so they should have just included, like, at least the package, the premium edition should have had, like, the answer included at, like, maybe a $10 discount or something. Like, so instead of, like, 200 in total, it'd be, like, 190. So at least the fans can benefit somewhat with a discount. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Because, like, someone like me, I didn't play the original Persona 3, so I didn't know. So I was pretty much, like, forced because I want to finish the story. I bought the game to get the story. Persona 3 is a story, you know, oriented game. So I'm missing out a big chunk of lore if I just don't buy the game. It's kind of they kind of put me in check in a way, and it was my option to play the next move, and I just did it. Yeah, I do have a Switch. I really should check out Xenoblade series. That is a good idea. The only Switch games I currently play are so I play obviously Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I've played those. Tears of the Kingdom is insane. Breath of the Wild is like a breath of fresh air, quite literally, in the sense that it revolutionized the open world industry and spawned so many clones like Genshin Impact, and then we had just a lot of games that took those, I guess, fighting mechanics and kind of rolled with it. Nothing else besides Genshin Impact is coming to mind, but Tears of the Kingdom, while it didn't feel as fresh, it kind of like the building and engineering aspect was really cool to me. Like you could just, I don't know, build a robot and fuck up an entire village with it, pretty much, of like those hobgoblin things. It was a bit grindy when you went into the underworld, because like you had to go farm a lot of those rocks for energy. What was that? You trade it, and then you get the battery pack expansion, and then with that, you can use the items a little bit longer. Yeah. It's a great game, but it's sad it split the fan base. Zelda fans are not in good condition right now. It did. It really did. Actually, one of my good friends, he actually didn't like Breath of the Wild originally, and then what was it? So he didn't like the fact that it was open world and there was like no real story going on. There's some sort of like linear sense of story in the older Zelda games, and like this one just didn't have it. And I'm gonna turn on this music a little bit. Yeah, there wasn't that many puzzles. There's lack of dungeons, and they try to kind of like bring some dungeons back in a way. You could say in a way that the shrines or whatever were the dungeons, but they just didn't have that same long-winded feel where you're going from section to section, unlocking different like puzzles and treasure chest, and then like they all connect back to this one boss room where you fight the boss. Like it had that feeling of exploration that the newer Zelda games just don't have, and it's kind of sad. I do miss the old Zeldas. But Tears of the Kingdom was pretty interesting. Like, there's a lot of clickbait on YouTube. You just see like someone like build a giant like mech in Tears of the Kingdom, and you click the video, and then the mech just collapses because it can't actually support its own weight. So there's a lot of that came from Tears of the Kingdom, but in general, a lot of the creations I've seen online were really cool. And yeah, not a lot of games have done that. I feel like there was some other cool things about it. I know, like the Shadow Ganon or whatever they're called. Those are pretty sick. The weapon combinations, that's what it was. Like when you could like combine different weapons and stuff like that. That was probably one of my favorite mechanics of the game. Like in the game, like they what was it? They broke pretty frequently. That kind of sucked, but it also encouraged you to kind of save the good parts and weapons for tougher battles. And you know, it teaches a bit of resource management, which is, I mean, it's important um, to kind of to learn that. But I know it annoyed a lot of people. That's for sure. A lot of people were upset about that. Mm-hmm. Metroid Dread. I played Metroid Dread. That game was pretty fun. Actually, very hard at the beginning, and then got pretty easy. Oh, right, yeah. The one you're playing as Zelda. Yeah, you play literal Zelda. Yeah. That one is super creative. I didn't get through much of it though. I only played for a few hours, unfortunately. And I don't know. I just think like it might be a little too easy. Like I don't know if this was directed more to just, I mean, like they're all directed towards like adults and kids. They try to like fit the entire, you know, kind of spectrum in that sense, but this one kind of just feels like mainly for kids. Not the way it looks. Of course, it's kind of unique in that sense. It looks a lot like the Awakening game, was it? But yeah, no, I can't remember the actual full name. I'm pretty tired right now. But besides the way that it plays, you know, there's a lot of like kind of spammy you can do. A lot of tricks. Like if you put like a piece of meat down and then you have like a bird above you, you can like fly. Like that's pretty creative. Or you can, there's a lot of glitches you can do. Like you can climb up a ladder and then trick the thing to kind of elevate you above the trees or whatnot. Actually, no, I think that was Link's Awakening that you could do that. But I think there's something similar to that in Zelda. There's a lot of like hacks and stuff like that, which is cool. I feel like some are kind of intended and others aren't. It's just Zelda, but you're in Minecraft creative mode. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you can pretty much just do anything. Place like you can. So when you kill an enemy, you just get that enemy as a drop. You learn it, and then it takes a certain amount of energy to spawn that enemy to work for you. So like one of those octopus, the red ones that shoot rocks, you can spawn a few of those at the beginning of the game right away. Once you find and kill one, they take like only like just one Triforce of energy. Whoops, I forgot this keeps on zooming in when I do that. Anyways, so it's kind of cool. Like you're just running around killing monsters, and then you can kind of just reuse them to help you fight and stuff like that. Zelda is a slave driver basically, but she what other things? She can turn into Link too for a small portion of time, and that's cool. So you can have a sword and shield temporarily. But yeah, it really is just like Zelda creative, Minecraft creative mode. Like I'm trying to think of other things. I think you can put like blocks of water and stuff like that, which allows you to swim at any angle or whatever. I haven't gone there yet. Yeah. I can't recall anything else because at the beginning of the game, it's just like you kill an enemy, you gain the your opponent, and then you can use it to fight for you and stuff like that. And I think Zelda only has the transformation into Link as her one attack, and you just have to figure things out. Can't think of any other Switch games that I've played recently. I'm definitely looking forward to this Monster Hunter Wilds game. The beta is fun. And I think gameplay's a little glitchy right now. But I mean, it's just mainly the network issues. Sometimes you'll have a monster that just freezes on the screen and it just hangs there. Which did happen in Rise and World, but it's happening a lot more in the beta. Helldivers is fun. I did play Helldivers for a bit. Yeah. There was a lot of problems with connecting and playing with friends. Just monsters' behaviors were desynced from each other. So one person, the monster would be in front of you, and then on someone else's screen, it would literally be running away. It'd be at the opposite side of the map. They'd be fighting origami instead of monsters, exactly. I was gonna play some rhythm games at some point too. There's just not that many rhythm games to check out, unfortunately, on Steam. Recently, I've seen a lot more hop up. Like there's like Melatonin. This DJ Max looks interesting. 66 gigabytes though for a rhythm game seems a little bit intense. Then maybe I'll get to the Yakuza games too. Yes, Muse Dash. Muse Dash is fun. I really like Muse Dash. Should play that more often. Yeah, I only have like 4 hours. Maybe I'll play that. Might be a good idea. Oh, nice. I hear Project Diva is a lot of fun. Well, no, the image just want to load. That's kind of funny. Yeah. So with Project Diva, I'm kind of curious. Oh, it's on sale? Nice. Oh, okay. It ends soon. Jeez. I'm kind of curious. Is there like auto songs or something like that? Because like I'm trying to find a game where they constantly they have like collabs and stuff, because I know it's probably just like the Miku group, like all the Vocaloids in there, like Kagami Lin, yeah, and then Ren there is there too, which is cool. That's sick. But I'm just curious. I'm trying to find rhythm games like the ones that they have, like not the actual physical ones that they have in Japan, but like the software that they run on. It's just there's just nothing like that besides Osu. Like Osu's pretty good for that. You can play pretty much any song there, but okay, I see. Yeah, I'll probably buy Project Diva then at some point. Oh. I gotta say though, I like this show. Probably gonna watch more episodes after I go off stream and check out the rest. Man, yeah, that score is crazy. Everybody loves it. I wonder if that's changed on my anime list too. Oh. Oh, still second. Holy. It has gone down a little bit. I think it was at 0.23. Yeah, I gotta get back to Osu. Osu is really fun. It's insane, I know. It's been demoted so much. All the way down to third place. I remember back in the days when it was like, I think it was even at this level at one point. And then, you know, the whole war between Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and the top three, you know. And we had Oshinoko up there at one point. We had Kaguya-sama Love is War Season 3 up there at one point, the ultra romantic one. We had Interspecies Reviewers as a joke up there as well. And then people kept on doing wars, like the communities were just going at each other, downvoting or like insulting and review bombing, you know, each other's series. And then I kept on going down, went from 9.3, 9.23 to like 9.19, whatever. Then now it's sitting at a 9.09, not because it's, you know, people actually believe it should be there, but I fear it's a lot of fake reviews that they can't just discern what's real and what's not. Like at what point do you decide, oh hey, this new user that created an account has made a false review, or a fake? They put a fake score. You know, it's kind of hard to figure that one out. There's just no stopping Full Metal. I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's like the best anime ever, but I have very little complaints. I haven't watched the original, but I mean, there's some pretty good. The characters are amazing. It's been a long time since I watched it, but yeah, it does. Man, yeah, all the characters are just really good. In my opinion. There's a lot of memorable characters, like... Yeah, I need to rewatch it. I do remember a few things. Just like the memes, like the handshake meme, and then the, yeah, Eric is short. the whole dog fusion thing. Yeah, the dog fusion. It's terrible. It's terrible. People keep on memeing it so much. This is just a really good PV. Like, I think is that's what it says right there. It's just basically like Fisherman Island, if you ever watch One Piece, but it's just like a snippet of One Piece, shot from the perspective of the other side, like the I guess just like normal civilians as well as the Marines, so you can see what what they go through, and pretty much they got rescued by the Straw Hats, which is kind of funny. Oh yeah, that is a hard that's a hard one. Here's the problem. So I actually had a way of sorting anime because I couldn't even decide what's number one for myself at the beginning. And I realized that I couldn't even rate comedy in the same facet that I rated anything else. So like one of my favorite favorite comedies is Konosuba, but like I don't really, I can't compare it to anything because I don't think the story is perfect. I don't think it's even close to being perfect. I do have a lot of my favorites here, but one I think that is like literally the story is constructed the best is Odd Taxi. Odd Taxi is definitely one of my favorites in that regard, but I think all-time favorites, Attack on Titan's pretty good, but I don't know. I want to say Frieren. I did read the manga before I even watched the anime, and it was my favorite manga of all time. And then the anime came out, and I'm like, dang, that's really good. But it's not my favorite anime. It's my favorite manga. The anime hasn't reached that part, so there hasn't been enough. Like the beginning is probably the best part, but there's some really good stuff. Like one of my favorite arcs is coming up, so maybe when that hits, then I'll probably say Frieren. Apothecary Diaries is up there too. Dandadan might be my soon to be favorite. That is a really hard. This is a really hard question. I normally just answer with One Piece because I think overall most of like each arc, the first 600 episodes, I consider to just be peak media. Quite literally, like the way that there's not really any plot holes. All the characters are kind of considered and like thought of. Like there's not a single one-dimensional character aside from the filler characters. Like Foxy Pirates is just a random arc that Oda put in the story. But you know, Marine 4 just being an absolute masterpiece. And then all the arcs before just being a load of fun and stuff like that. I just love that. One Piece is great. Even I don't watch it. The comedy is good. Yeah, it really is good. And like the whole scene with like, there's a lot of memes with Luffy, just like his reactions, his eyes just shooting out of his face. There's a lot of good moments, like just from Luffy alone. There's a scene in like Thriller Bark where he's walking and he sees a zombie coming out of the grave and he's just like, that's not supposed to be like that. And he just pushes the zombie back into the ground. I'm really thinking. I think it would be like overall One Piece. Story-wise, Odd Taxi. And then, of course, if we could just... Oh, right, no, sorry, my bad. I just remembered Berserk exists. I said Frieren is my favorite manga. And then I remembered Berserk. Because if Berserk had a good anime, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's Berserk. But that's never happened. There's good movies, of course, but they don't really cover everything. So there's that. Berserk is definitely my favorite manga. Frieren is probably my favorite in between the two. Like, Berserk doesn't have good adaptation, but it has a good manga. Frieren has both a good adaptation and a good manga. And then One Piece, it has a funny anime and a really good manga, but not a perfect manga. So it's like a 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 0 out of 10, and then Frieren's like a 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It's so hard to decide. I don't know. Maybe 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting something. The Monogatari series is, I guess, my favorite long-running anime, like with multiple seasons that connect back. Like I would rather rewatch Monogatari than rewatch One Piece, because One Piece, the anime drags on, but I would read it. I'd read One Piece, and I feel like I'd have a better experience than the Monogatari series. Mob Psycho's insanely good. Vinland Saga is perfection. Actually, a lot of the times I say that when people ask me what my favorite anime is, I say Vinland Saga, just because it's like, it's a very, very human anime. You can recommend it to pretty much anybody. Code Geass is a good classic. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like someone's favorite anime has to be something that they're also willing to rewatch multiple times. And there are some shows that I really, really love, but I just wouldn't rewatch it because I just couldn't see a point to doing it. So Revenue Starlight. What is that? Review Starlight? Review Starlight? French Sanderson Starlight. I mean, hey. I don't, but I will now. There's no reason why I won't. Yeah, I've never heard of this before. Or maybe I have, I don't know. But this doesn't look familiar to me, at least. Is it good? It's ranked pretty high from in 2018 when it aired. Is there... I don't know how to navigate this. I only use my anime list mostly. But it's so laggy these days. Yeah. Violet Evergarden, I was pretty much crying the entire time. I can't watch One Piece without crying because it's one of my like just shows that I grew up with. I think I cried through this entire episode pretty much. Every single time there's something sad that happens in One Piece and they play that music, it's like it's over. It's kind of like I've been Pavloved at this point to just feel emotions when that song plays and I know what's gonna happen because I read the manga and it's like, oh no, I'm not prepared for this. Frieren was like, I read this at a point where I was completely like, I don't know, I had finished JJK Shibuya arc. That was very intense to the point where it just kind of numbed my emotions, and I read Frieren, so I didn't feel sad, I didn't cry at all, but like it I felt like just melancholy, and so that affected me in a different way, which I never really experienced, so I really appreciated that show for that. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of idol anime, and there's not really a particular reason for that. It's just I never really got into it. Like Zombieland, what was it called? The zombie one is an idol anime that I watched. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like the zombies become idols and they get trained by this guy or whatever. I can't recall everything. I haven't watched Love Live or any of the Cinderella. I just know some of the characters because a few of my friends were idol fans, but they didn't really encourage me to watch it. They were just like, "Oh yeah, you don't have to watch it, but we'll talk about it around you all the time." I'm like, okay. They never really like pushed it. Oh yeah. I guess Oshinoko. I watched Oshinoko, so yeah, Zombieland Saga. Yeah, that one's fun. Bochi the Rock is great. It is the best thing ever. I wish I could say it's my favorite anime, but there's too many good anime. Like I have a top 3. I don't even know if I have like a top favorite. I just can't. Somewhere between Vinland Saga, One Piece, and like Frieren, I don't know. Even that I feel is too restrictive. Because man, I had such a blast like watching the Monogatari series. It's like such a good mystery. Anyways, Bocchi the Rock is just... I mean, Bocchi is my spirit animal, first off. But yeah, Akita's funny. Nijika. Oh, she's hilarious. Oh, an alcohol girl. Man. Now, she hit so many meme communities like crack hit the black community in the 1900s. It was funny. I love that show. This show is really good. Surprisingly, I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it, but everybody, like, if someone was talking about it, they'd be like, oh, it's really good. Like, there's obviously those reviews saying that, like, oh, yeah, Apothecary Diaries is a very good anime, whatnot, whatnot. But, like, just in general discourse, there wasn't a lot of, you know, craziness going on. Though I did see a lot of YouTube shorts around the character. Now that I think about it, there's a lot of YouTube shorts. There just weren't any memes. I don't think I saw many memes about it. Of course, they were on the r/ maybe Animemes or whatever, but like just not on other meme apps. Like usually big anime, they transcend every single social media. You'll see it everywhere. Like Dantadan is everywhere. I can't go on any site without seeing a Dantadan meme. But the Apothecary Diaries is definitely to that level, but I just didn't see the memes everywhere, which surprised me. You know what was interesting? And I don't know if a lot of people noticed. Well, I guess a few people did, but like JJK, when they were animating the last half and they had to rush, I guess, the episodes out with without actually, you know, finishing everything. A lot of people were like, oh wow, the animation is insane, you know, it's so like avant-garde, it's so abstract, right? And it's like, well, there was definitely scenes they deliberately did that for, but you could tell like a lot of it was just the storyboard and they couldn't finish it. And I'm like, guys, you don't have to pretend, you know, it's kind of obvious when you can you can see the rough sketches and whatnot. Like it is still really sick, don't get me wrong, like, you know, there's no way, but like at least wait for the Blu-ray release or something when they can fix it before saying, oh, the animation is the best thing in the world, you know, which now that after the Blu-ray release, it is the best thing in the world. So in that sense, I mean, that or Demon Slayer, I don't know. I've seen a lot of good animation recently, and those two probably take top spot. One Piece is starting to get pretty crazy, though. Oh, Dungeon Meshi. Man, Dungeon Meshi. One of my recent, like, beloved series. That. Man, all the characters from Dungeon Meshi are hilarious. Senshi. Probably the best. No. Marcel, Fallen. Too bad we didn't see that much of Fallen, though. Cholochuk is hilarious. I haven't seen enough of the cat girl to have an opinion, but she's fun. She's a good fighter. She makes up for Laius's incompetence. because he's not the best. You'd expect him to have a little bit more skill with the sword. And yeah, the fan service for centuries is mad crazy, indeed. Yeah. And then the author said that I think they said they stopped writing it because they were too busy playing not Dungeon Mashing. They're too busy playing Baldur's Gate, which kind of checks out. I mean, it's like the perfect game for them. It's basically just D&D. All the lines are voice acted and stuff like that, so I can understand. I think my favorite anime movie. Oh no, Silent Voice exists. Might be a Silent Voice. I was gonna say Kizumonogatari, but nah, Silent Voice is much better. Yo, let's see that monster, even if it looks like a little girl. Yeah, I know, he's insane. He does not care. He's so obsessed with just eating everything. Like, if he was in Konosuba Season 3, he would have ate that monster girl that they encountered on the road, like, immediately. Man, Gurren Lagann was fun. Yeah, there's a lot of good shows that need to rewatch for me. Gotta find some time. Oh, Ranking of Kings was a recent banger. Like, man, they blew it out of the water with that animation and that opening song, the characters. It was really good. Though I did like the first half more than the second half. I kind of tuned out, but like, I mean, it was still really good. That final battle too. That one insane. Boji. Shonen. Yeah. Oh man, Kaiju number 8 is gonna be. The anime was okay. The manga is taking a sweet time. The author does not like releasing things. Yeah. He like maxed out all his evasion stats. Just yeah, I like the whole like mechanic between just finding like the pressure points of people and like just aiming for those to take down his enemies. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. Oh man, Tokyo Ghoul. I completely forgot about that series. That anime was trash, but the manga was insane. The manga was incredibly done, and that the artist, the mangaka, I forget his name, but he's this Sui. What is it? Yeah, Sui Ishita. Man, he's good. Like, I don't know. Whenever I read the look at the art, it's just like it just hits. He put so much like time and effort into it. It's like watercolored. Fire Punch was crazy. Fujimoto's works are all just insane. They're probably not going to be able to adapt this into an anime because of how how many things they would have to kind of censor and skip, or like if they show it all, it won't appeal to the general audience because Chainsaw Man didn't do that well in Japan. This is just a more intense and confusing version. Like, I mean, comparing this to Chainsaw Man is like comparing a puppy to a pit bull. I can't wait for Soul Loving to finish being adapted. That'll be fun. This was just a great webtoon to like binge and kind of like run through. Man, oh, this manga, this manga is kind of messed up. It just messes with all your emotions. It's it's kind of evil in a way where nothing happens but everything happens, and it's like the amnesia plot, but it happens over and over and over again, and it feels like you're watching Inception, but like the movie restarts every 20 chapters or like 10 chapters, and yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I would recommend it if you want to have a fun ride. um Ichinosi's Family's Deadly Sins, because it's not too dark. It's not like I also recommend Fire Punch too, but Fire Punch is really dark. This one is it's more like it's really interesting, but yeah, it's what is it called? Psychological horror. It's a psychological horror, without too much insane shit going on, but it keeps you on the edge and it makes it feel like something bad's gonna happen. And I can't recall some stuff, like technically what causes the event is very terrible, and it's kind of freaky, and you're worried that the individual is gonna do it again and again and again, and then that's what kind of puts you on the edge, and you're like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Who's the person doing this to the family? You know, and are they gonna do it again? Are we're gonna see the exact same plot happen? Like if you watch Suzumiya Haruhi, like the full what was it, like the Endless 8 arc where the 4 episodes or was it, the 4 days kept on happening over and over again. I think it's reminiscent of that, but each time things get repeated, it's completely different and way more interesting. So it's definitely I would recommend it, but just be prepared, because I recommended it to a bunch of other people, and they're all like, "What the fuck? What on earth? I don't think I can recover from this." Yeah. Um. Where are all my tens? Studio Ghibli's pretty good. Nichijo's. I was just rewatching that. I hear season 2 is coming out. That'll be fun. Which I was wondering, like, oh wait, no, it's KyoAni. That's why it took them so long. Yeah. No, of course. Yeah. The terrible stuff that happened. No, Non-Biori was just wholesome. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Now that was, yeah, unexpected gold. I don't know when Dr. Stone is going to come back. It's a special episode that's supposed to air. It's interesting. But yeah, if you haven't read like Vagabond or Berserk or like 20th Century Boys, I'd recommend those. Those are pretty good manga. Uh, ooh, Hinamatsuri, that's a sleeper. I recommend this. This is a really good anime. I don't know if a lot of people watch this one. This is so funny. Dachikoko Sei no Niichijo. It's their first anime. Yo, I love that show. Dude. Yeah. Yeah, that's like top 5 comedies for me as well. Like that's good. That one, Nichijou, Konosuba, Hinamatsuri, and I don't know what else would I put on the top for comedy. Hmm. Oh, Asobi Asabase. Cause like this looks like a wholesome show. Like, oh, it's just about a bunch of girls, doing some random stuff. Probably not that interesting. And then you play it, and it's just a death metal. There's a death metal ending song. These girls are like on crack cocaine half the time. Um, they this guy shoots lasers out of his butt. The main characters are crazy. She's basically a yandere in some sense. She is literally insane. And then Olivia just has really bad BO as a foreigner. The whole BO joke, where foreigners have, because they have like the adequate sweat glands. I don't know what the sweat glands is called, but the sweat glands that Japanese people have are very different to foreigners. So apparently, it's a very big thing there. Yeah, the teacher's actually crazy. I can't believe he licked the water. He's just like, oh, I'm so disappointed in you guys. Like, what? Excuse me, sir. The funny thing is, they didn't notice at all. They had no clue. They're like, oh, we're so sorry. And then they waited for a second. Wait, wasn't that really gross and weird? Then of course they just like slowly brush it off because they're all crazy. Man, that show is so great. And then Olivia's brother's just like a otaku that is, man, I don't remember everything about him, but it was just funny. But yeah, Hina Matsuri, I think every single episode made me die. Like I was on the floor laughing because the girls had a bunch of superpowers and they just kept on doing the wackiest stuff with that. They would invade a yakuza, like this guy is part of the yakuza, and with her, he pretty much has full immunity against everybody. You know, they do anything to him, and like he can just like ask her to like flip him around and fling him across the entirety of Tokyo. Yeah, yeah, the alien girl. And then there's her. She's just like homeless and stuff. Oh, it was funny. Man. Man, that show was good. I wish I liked Mushoku Tensei as much as everybody else does. Um, but I just can't get behind the main character. The animation is insane though, but first and second season, was it second core, like the beginning of the second season was really good. Yeah, I gave it like a 9 out of 10, but I kind of just stopped watching it because I couldn't take it any longer. Just the main character. It was mainly the main character and his antics. Not even his relationship with his father. I thought that was a really good arc too. And I thought the ED arc, the the erectile dysfunction arc was funny. Uh, not actually funny. I thought it was sad. I thought the arc was sad, and there's a lot of plot progression and like his growth as a person. Well, it was very entertaining, and they did it very well. It was kind of touching in a way, but his motivations and his interests are what kind of like oh bro, he's so down bad. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. I haven't gotten to that part. That's the thing, though. Like, I'm sure that's great. I don't doubt it. That's the thing. Every plot point it hits is good. Like the show is really good. It's really well written. I can't deny that. I even checked out the light novel, and the light novel's even it, the author knows what he's doing. So I can't say anything besides it's just like a personal thing. Um, this was good. It wasn't as fun. Part two. I did watch this. No, this is the. Hold on. Yeah, I did watch this. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out what to rate that later. I don't know. I have to think about it. Oh, okay. This is Core 2, Part 2. Oh, I see, I see. Maybe I didn't watch this. This is the part I didn't watch. Okay. Because I thought there was another one after. Okay, so no, I didn't watch this one. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so, I mean, I hate when they go like season 2, Part 2. Just make it season 3, guys. I understand. It's fine. It's fine. Like, they make a Core 2 for season 1, and then they make a Core 2 for season 2. They don't call it Core 2, they call it Part 2. Yeah, when I get to that, I'll definitely probably have a change of heart completely. I think he'll have enough character growth, but I hear you just married. Yeah, I was about to say, he just marries everybody. Yeah, they just went around and spoiling it for everybody. It's insane. It's just like, oh yeah, he marries everybody. It's like, okay, well, thanks for spoiling me. Now I don't even, I don't even want to read it or watch it anymore. But also at the same time, it's like, uh, I'm sure in this fantasy setting and maybe even real life with some people it could work or whatever, even though it's not the typical relationship and whatnot. But I just feel like for a guy like this and his whole character progression, it's not. It doesn't really feel like he's learning to come to terms with his own self control. I think that's my issue. It doesn't feel like he's coming to terms with his whole self control, and the whole issue with his previous life was that he couldn't really. Like he obviously got bullied to the point of being a neat, but he had a lot of issues when it came to just like just maintaining a healthy lifestyle and stuff like that. And then I mean, he does study. He's really good at magic, but it's kind of like those are just perks of being reincarnated. Like he got all of that from just being reincarnated. And it's not like he was like a super terrible person. He died trying to save somebody or thinking he was going to save somebody anyway. So I feel like what he's been doing is kind of still tangential to his original character. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good show though. One Punch Man season 3 is coming out soon. That's gonna be fun. Unfortunately, though, I think still JC staff. People are a little bit worried about the animation quality, but I think season 2 is still good. Like season 2 obviously didn't live up to the hype of season 1, but I mean it was pretty damn funny. And we're gonna get more comedy, so. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Mushishi is really chill. Yeah, Mushishi's awesome. Man, that is a good show. That is a good ass show. I love the opening songs too. Like there's the Shiver one, that was really good. And the mystery aspect. This is another rewatch. I gotta go back. Man, I still have like very vivid like memories of that show and like where it was at the time when I was watching it and all that stuff. Oh, I don't know if you've watched Panty and Stocking or anything like that, but man, the English dub is hilarious. This show is so funny. I think that would be my fifth comedy, favorite anime comedy. Yeah, yeah, I definitely recommend it. I mean, I have to say though, if you like Powerpuff Girls, just like as a kid growing up, if you didn't mind those type of cartoons or like I don't know, Fairy Odd Parents, but like Powerpuff Girls, it's like a mixture between that in terms of art style. The comedy is reminiscent of like what do I want to say? It's very it's kind of like American, but with like a hint of Japanese stereotypes. So they have that there, but it's kind of like Japanese people who really like American like Western animation and stuff like that. So yeah, usually you get the reverse, right? You have like studios here trying to mimic anime, um, like Avatar. Well, like Avatar: Last Airbender is insane. It's really good, but um, maybe like I can't think of anything right now. Maybe Legend of Korra is much worse, even though a lot of people still like it. But yeah, I recommend it. I recommend it if you're looking for a comedy that it's very like etchy though. There's like a lot of etchy. Not like visual etchy, just like they talk about. There's a lot of sex jokes and stuff. Ponyo. Oh, bro, prison school. Yeah, like like the amount of jokes in prison school, but prison school is a lot more visual with their comedy. While Panty and Stalking, it's the lines. The dub is so funny. Just every line that comes out of a character's mouth is just it's just comedy gold. And then this show, oh man, okay, I forgot about the 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. That one's good. Oh, the music just stopped. I realized. All right, I'm probably gonna hop off soon, anyways. Though, I think I'll probably talk about more anime later with you guys. Welcome to NHK is really good, but yeah, actually, I might just go quickly through to see if I see any other good comedies. Yeah, no. Jahi-sama is just relatable because she's broke. Alrighty. Yeah, take it easy, man. Yeah, have a good one. Hopefully the rest of your shift goes well. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it a lot. As well as everybody else who came in and hopped out a little bit sooner. I'll probably be on tomorrow again. This time, though, I'll probably be playing some games, as I might do some modeling off camera, and then come back later and do the rest on online. So I don't know what I'll be playing though. Maybe it'll be Lies of P or um, what was it? Or Monster Hunter the beta test. I might do it again. Yeah, no problem. No, I'm glad it's been fun, and I thank you for like entertaining me and like having conversations and stuff like that. It's been a blast. I really appreciate your comments and stuff. And Kerosene, I know they're probably gone. So, but yeah, same goes to them too. Yeah, I have a lot of fun, Yash, and then I guess user 125. But yeah, no, it was great. It was great. Um, but yeah, alrighty, have a good one.